I don't want to be part of your life. Those were some of the hurtful words that my mom said to me last week on the phone. Because I wanted to be with my girlfriend and how I wanted to live my life, my mom didn't want to be involved in this new life that I'm creating for myself. So have you been in this situation? Or maybe you're just not out yet and you are afraid that something like this would happen to you. Hi, my name is Lisa and I make YouTube videos about LGBT dating and my dating journey. In this video, I'm going to cover a little bit about my experience with handling my parents, with choosing to cut me out of their life, and how I handled it to make sure that I was in a good place. And from this, I hope that you can learn some knowledge, some guidance for if and when you're ever in the situation where you want to live your authentic life. So a little bit of background, because a lot has happened since then. I came out to my parents about 5 years ago after I had graduated from pharmacy school. Much of this time, my parents were in denial, even though I told them that I was gay and I didn't want to be with a man. But they still had a glimmer of hope that I would still be with a man. Gross. But after that, much time has passed and a lot has happened. COVID happened, I finally got a girlfriend, got my braces off, and I finally just recently bought a house. And so a lot of great accomplishments has happened. In celebration, buying this house, I had a housewarming party, and my parents, of course, wanted to see my first house because I had bought this house all on my own, with my own money, and me navigating the whole real estate market with a realtor and going through all that paperwork. So my parents, for them, this would be their first time seeing the house. They were aware, and I told them, like, hey, Jess is gonna be here as a warning. They knew, but they, wanted to do their part, I guess, to come see the house. But in their visit, my parents had finally saw my girlfriend and her kids, who were living with me, and I've become very close with them, and they're part of the family, and they live in this house. After that visit, I had followed up with my mom, phone call, checking in on her a week after the visit, and that was when I had a very difficult conversation with mom about my life and me being a lesbian. And it was really hard on her. I feel bad for her, and I feel angry. From the conversation, there were definitely a lot of hurtful words, being disappointed, not wanting to be part of my life. This brings me to this video where I wanted to share how I got myself into a more happier place. So how did I handle the situation? So I want to break this down on what I did before my parents choosing to cut me off and after. Before this encounter, the situation, I made sure to have a good support system that can consist of a variety of things. So that would be existing family members, your significant other, friends, and also professionals. Now, my existing family would be my brother, I would say, is the most supportive in this situation. For you, you may not have existing family that you could really lean on. But for me, I was really close to my brother, we grew up together, and he does not care whatsoever about me being gay. He's going on his day unbothered. My girlfriend has been definitely there for me, and she understands that I come from a different culture, and is willing to be patient and to work through this. She understands that it's hard on me and it's hard on her, but really we're doing this together. So having that team mindset. Friends, so that could be your friends at work, your friends at your whatever hobby that you're doing. I have friends who have known me for a while, and they've known that I'm gay, and I've had conversations about past heartbreaks. Having those people in your corner to get you through hard times and make you feel loved and a person who's deserving of love is important. And then finally, professionals. So I had a therapist as what I'm referring to as a professional. I use Talkspace as it's free from my company. Having this conversation with a professional to be more of a third party and unbiased sort of way, eliminating more of the emotions, which me and my girlfriend can get into it at times because we're very worried about it. It's nice to have somebody to guide us through with more wisdom. Now, that was the first thing that I recommended, was having a good support system. The second thing is I recommend being financially stable. That means a job that you can pay your bills with and also controlling debt. With my family at least, or what I hear with some Asian families, they're there to kind of help you through financial hardships. Why I'm saying that you want to be in a financially stable situation is because the idea is that if your parents choose to remove themselves, you need to be able to take care of yourself on your own without having to call mom and dad. They won't be on your lifeline because there would be that chance that they won't be there to answer your phone call. So after my parents cut me off, I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do next, but they are saying that they don't wanna keep in touch with me. How did I handle that? Because that conversation was really hard to swallow. Hearing those words were really painful. What did I do? You've gotten to this point where you've built your support system, and this is the time where you wanna lean in on that. For me, it was my girlfriend at the moment. She was there when I had that conversation, and she knew how hard it was. Having those friends there to help talk you through, having that therapist to reach back out to close that loop and have them know what happened after that. The second part is reminding yourself why you're doing this. Reminding yourself that you only have one life, and this is the life that you want to live. I say this because hearing these words of your parents wanting to cut you off and no longer be part of your life can trigger some emotions of regret. Oh, I shouldn't have said anything. Maybe I should have done what mom and dad told me and this wouldn't have happened. And I want to remind you, this is your life that you're living, and you're living it more authentically to your happiness. One of the most common regrets shared by people nearing death, and I'm going to read this quote. I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. I'm sharing this quote because there are people who are on their deathbed who regret their entire life. Now that could be like 75 years. 75 years of living this fake life. I want you guys to feel like you've lived your life to the fullest, where you don't feel that regret. I mentally prepared myself for this to go south since day one, I guess. Thinking about my parents coming to visit, and I just really don't think it would have worked out. I was just prepared to be disappointed, and that just lowered my expectation. Having heard my parents saying that they don't want to be part of my life, it was really painful hearing that in the moment, but right now, like after maybe about a week since that conversation, I'm fine. I just have struggled with my relationship with my parents for a long time now, and I feel very much at peace not having to talk to them. If they're choosing to, ring the doorbell, knock on my door, I am definitely open for them to, in my house, metaphorically and physically. Knowing like I am living a very happy life with my girlfriend, with this life that I'm creating, and I'm like knocking out all these achievements on my whiteboard, it makes me feel good. Whoops. Like right now, being 30, and I'm very sustainable on my own, I don't have to worry too much about having to call mom and dad for help on things. Like not for money at least, because I can take care of myself. But if things break, like there's always the internet, like I can take care of that myself. The idea is that I can live on my own happily with the decisions I've made, and I don't need to lean on my parents for that help, because I feel like that would only make it harder if, being in the situation where my parents have severed this relationship. Just to wrap things up and summarize everything that I've covered, I want you to take away from this video that there's things you want to do before and after this encounter where your parents are cutting you off. So before, you want to make sure you establish a support system that could consist of a variety of different people, and being financially stable in some way where you can take care of yourself responsibly. After that encounter, that very difficult conversation, you should lean in on that support system that you've built for yourself. Remind yourself that you're living your life authentically and for yourself and for your own happiness, not for somebody else. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, and so the YouTube algorithm can push this video out to other people that can also find value in this. I make content about LGBT dating and self-improvement. If you don't want to miss out on my next videos, hit that subscribe button. Other than that, I will see you in the next one.